What if I told you that right now, in the dead of winter, you could be planting fruits so exotic that your neighbors will think you've completely lost it? I'm talking about creamy tropical pawpaws, insanely sweet hardy kiwis, and juicy persimmons thriving right here in Zone 7. Yeah, you heard that right. Zone 7. I know what you're thinking. Zone 7 and exotic fruits? That's nuts, right? Well, buckle up because I'm about to blow your mind and prove you dead wrong. See, there's this huge lie that Zone 7 gardeners have been fed for years. That you're stuck with boring apples and basic berries. Same old predictable stuff. But here's the truth that big box stores and seed catalogs don't want you knowing. There's an entire world of cold, hardy, exotic fruits that'll not only survive your brutal winters, but actually crush it and give you insane harvests. And there's one variety I'm dropping on you today that even most pro gardeners have never heard of. But before I spill that secret, you gotta understand something crucial first. Let's get real for a second. Most Zone 7 gardeners have been totally played. You've been told your growing season sucks. You've been told exotic fruits need tropical weather. You've been told to play it safe and stick with what everyone else grows. And look, I totally get it. When you're dealing with frost warnings in October and snow dumping in March, growing tropical-tasting fruits sounds like pure fantasy. Your hardiness zone feels like a prison, not an opportunity. But here's where everything changes. Zone 7 isn't about what you can't grow. It's about knowing which plants are straight up bulletproof in the cold. We're not talking about babying some delicate tropical divas here. We're talking about tough as nails, cold hardy varieties that literally laugh at your winter temps. Here's what completely shocked me when I stumbled onto this. Some of these exotic fruits actually need your cold winters to produce their absolute best harvests. Your Zone 7 winter isn't holding you back. It's your secret weapon. Think about this for a second. While gardeners down in Florida are fighting certain pests and diseases year-round, you're growing fruits they can't even touch. You've got something seriously special here, and most Zone 7 folks have zero clue. So what are these mystery fruits that'll change everything? Let's dive into the first one that's gonna completely rewire how you think about growing exotic stuff in Zone 7. Forget everything you think you know about kiwis. That fuzzy brown thing at the grocery store? Yeah, that's not what we're growing here. Not even close. Hardy kiwi is a total game changer. These smooth-skinned, grape-sized fruits are sweeter, way more flavorful, and here's the insane part. They can handle temps down to minus 25 degrees. Let that sink in for a second. One mature hardy kiwi vine can pump out over 100 pounds of fruit every single year. That's not a typo. 100 pounds from one vine. Picture walking into your backyard and harvesting bucket after bucket of these sweet, tropical-tasting gems that taste better than anything you'll ever buy at a store. Now, there's a specific way to plant these that'll literally triple your harvest, but hold that thought. First, you need to know about the variety that's gonna make hardy kiwi look like child's play. The best part about hardy kiwi, you pop them in your mouth whole, like grapes. No peeling, no knife, no mess. And the flavor, it's like someone took strawberries, kiwis, and melon and mashed them into one perfect little fruit bomb. But it gets even better. These vines are absolute beasts. They grow crazy fast, climb like champs, and they're basically pest-free. No spraying chemicals, no constant babysitting. Just pure, ridiculous fruit production year after year without breaking a sweat. Now, if you thought hardy kiwi was impressive, hold on to your hat. Because what I'm about to drop on you is literally America's best-kept secret. A fruit so ridiculously delicious that once you taste it, you'll be mad nobody ever told you about it before. Pawpaws. Picture this. A creamy, custard-like fruit that tastes like someone blended banana, mango, and melon together. Tropical. Rich. Absolutely unreal. And get this, it's native to North America. It loves Zone 7. In fact, Pawpaws actually prefer your exact climate. Here's the kicker that'll blow your mind. Pawpaws are the largest edible fruit native to the entire United States. Yet most Americans have never even seen one. Why? Because they don't ship. They're too soft and delicate for grocery stores. Which means the only way you're ever gonna enjoy these is by growing them yourself. And here's what nobody's gonna tell you about pawpaws. They're one of the easiest fruit trees you can possibly grow. I'm dead serious. They have almost zero pest problems. Deer won't touch them. Disease. Super rare. They're low-maintenance powerhouses that'll hook you up with exotic fruits every fall without all the drama. But there's a little trick to getting them to fruit faster. A simple technique that most beginners totally miss. I'll drop that secret when we get to site selection in just a minute. Wait, we're not done. Because Zone 7 isn't limited to just kiwis and pawpaws. Not even close. Asian persimmons? Absolutely crushing it in Zone 7. These sweet, honey-like fruits thrive here. We're talking varieties like fuyu and jiro that produce so heavily you'll literally be giving fruit away because you can't eat it all fast enough. Serviceberries. Most people walk right past these thinking they're just pretty ornamental shrubs. Wrong. Dead wrong. These crank out sweet blueberry-like fruits in early summer. They're loaded with antioxidants, taste incredible, and the plants look stunning all year long. And that's just scratching the surface. Figs, Asian pears, and even certain passion fruit varieties with the right setup. Your Zone 7 garden can straight up become an exotic fruit paradise that'll make people question what zone you're actually living in. But here's the deal. None of this matters if you don't set these plants up right from day one. Alright, remember those planting tricks I mentioned earlier? This is where the real magic happens. This is what separates gardeners who struggle and fail from gardeners who absolutely crush it with exotic fruits in Zone 7. Microclimates. Your yard isn't just one flat climate zone. It's actually dozens of little microzones, each with totally different temps, wind exposure, and sun patterns. And once you learn to spot and use these sweet spots, you're gonna unlock growing potential you didn't even know existed. Here's what you're looking for. South-facing walls. These are absolute gold. The heat from your house or garage soaks up the sun all day and radiates it back out at night. Plant your pawpaws and hardy kiwis near these walls and you're basically bumping yourself up half a zone warmer. Maybe even a full zone. But here's where most folks mess up. They plant way too close. You need at least 3 to 4 feet of breathing room. Any closer and you're asking for foundation problems and terrible airflow that invites disease. Next up, find your sun traps. These are spots that catch maximum southern sun and stay protected from those brutal north winds. Corner spots where 2 walls meet? Perfect. That gap between your house and fence. Money. Now let's talk wind protection because this is massive. Cold winter winds will wreck tender buds and kill your fruit production. Smart placement of evergreen shrubs or some basic windbreak fencing on the north and west sides creates a protective shield that can seriously boost your effective zone. Here's something critical that newbies always skip right over. Exotic fruits in Zone 7 need perfect drainage. No exceptions. Pawpaws can handle some moisture, sure, but hardy kiwis, they'll rot out if their roots are sitting in water. So before you plant anything, do this quick test. Dig a hole about a foot deep, fill it with water, and time how long it takes to drain completely. If it's gone in 4 to 6 hours, you're golden. Takes longer? You need to fix that soil first. The fix is actually easier than you think. Mix in good compost, some aged manure, and coarse sand or perlite. You're building loose, fluffy soil that drains fast, but still hangs onto nutrients your plants need. And here's the secret weapon for explosive growth that pros use: mycorrhizal fungi. Sprinkle this stuff on the roots when you're planting, and you're basically turbocharging your plant's ability to suck up nutrients and water. It's like giving your exotic fruits rocket fuel. Now here's where most Zone 7 gardeners completely blow it. And if you get this wrong, everything we just talked about won't matter at all. Winter protection. Look, these are tough, cold, hardy plants, but young plants still need some help their first couple of winters. Think about it like this. A baby can survive cold weather with the right coat and hat. Your plants work the exact same way. For the first 2 to 3 years, simple burlap wraps around the trunk prevent winter sun scald and frost cracks. Takes maybe 5 minutes and costs less than $10, but it can literally mean the difference between a plant that thrives and one that dies. And here's the pro move. Mulch volcanoes are terrible for regular trees, everyone knows that. But a 4 to 6 inch layer of wood chips in a nice, wide circle around your exotic fruits, that's insulating the root zone and keeping soil temps stable through wild temperature swings. Temporary covers for extreme cold snaps are your insurance policy. Simple hoop frames with frost cloth can get thrown over young plants when temps are gonna tank below zero. You're not building a greenhouse here. You're just taking the nasty edge off those brutal nights. Here's the beautiful part about all these exotic fruits. They're naturally tough against the most common pests. Like, seriously tough. Pawpaws have basically zero pest issues. Their leaves have natural compounds that bugs hate. Hardy kiwis are the same way. You might see a few Japanese beetles sometimes, but they're stupid, easy to just pick off by hand. The key to dodging disease problems? Air circulation. Don't crowd your plants together. Prune out branches that cross each other. Keep the center of your trees open so air moves through freely. Picture this. It's late summer next year. You're walking through your Zone 7 garden with a basket. You're picking handfuls of sweet, hardy kiwis. You're carefully harvesting those creamy pawpaws that sell for $15 a pound at fancy farmers markets. You're slicing into a perfectly ripe persimmon that tastes like candy. Your neighbors are completely amazed. Your family's blown away. And you're sitting there knowing you just cracked the code that most Zone 7 gardeners never figure out in their entire lives. This isn't some pipe dream. This is totally doable. And it starts with you making the decision right now, today. So here's what I want you to do. Pick one. Just one of these exotic fruits. Order it this week. Get it in the ground using everything we just covered. And watch what happens next growing season. If this video just opened your eyes to what's actually possible in Zone 7, smash that like button right now. Drop a comment and tell me which exotic fruit you're most pumped to try. And hit subscribe because I'm dropping more zone-pushing techniques and game-changing garden hacks every single week. Your Zone 7 garden is about to level up big time. Let's make it happen.